program. Steve, you wanna come up, please?
Good afternoon, everyone. I thought I'd spend just a minute or two it's always good to remember some of our past Rotarians who have meant a lot to our club over many years who, passed away. So I want to talk especially we got a lot of newer members and just to kind of remember Ed Small. From his obituary, I'm just grabbing some information here that I thought was great. And I always say it's unfortunate you don't learn about people until they sometimes pass away. You're like, wow, he did this or that. So Ed died last Thursday. He was 77 years old. He was born in 1946 in Lawrence, Kansas. And he owned and operated the Edwards Small CPA for 45 years and was a professor at SIU for several years. I did not know this. And I always said I'd take a few calls. Of course, my family and from good friends call, I'll take that call. I always say if the U.S. government calls, I'm going to take it. I might be needed. And the second is Ed Small. Ed called me. He was my CPA for probably 20 years. I met him in Rotary. And if he called, he said, Steve, we need to talk. I was in there to talk. So he was just highly professional and just a great person to work with. He enjoyed spending quality time with his family. In his spare time, he truly loved to play golf every Thursday at the American Legion. And he's survived by his wife, Joanne. Interesting fact, it was at the visitation, a few of us were, he had 6 siblings there. It was great. And his mom, who is, it's 100 years old. And so it was a very nice memorial to him and remembering him. Ed proudly served with the U.S. Marine Corps from August of 64 to 67. He spent 1 year and 33 days in Vietnam. And as someone my dad was in Vietnam, they remember every day. So he got it down to the 33 days. He was a member of the First Christian Church in Edwardsville, and the Edwardsville Moose Lodge, and of course, the Legion and the Rotary Club. Ed joined our club in 2000. I always remember Ed's a couple other things. He was actively doing the Legion Color Guard. So if you were in the Veterans Parade for all those years, he was one of those that would always be there doing that. And Brian and I were talking, I think a couple times he came to our meetings around the 4th of July or Memorial Day, and the guys would kind of bring in the flag. It was a nice moment. So anyways, I just thought, he was a very kind and giving person, and I really enjoyed him, and he'll be missed. Does anybody else have anything to say? If not, let's just bow our heads and just remember Ed, his wife Joanne, and what all he did for us in the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve, for that nice tribute to Ed Small. Any more announcements?